And now, let's go ahead and talk about our monster MVPs in this week's Monster Minute. All right, guys, so what was a monster that brought you a particular amount of joy in Group C?
I think we can all agree that Psamathe draft was nice.
I have to agree with that. That was absolutely incredible to see it in play, to see so much damage come out of that Psamathe.
Yeah, it actually made my day when I saw it drafted back then. It was pretty incredible. So Stoic, why don't you tell us what Psamathe does? Because it's not really a unit that you see too often in SWC.
Well, so Psamathe, in that draft, he probably needed his speed lead as well. So you're going to get a 33% speed lead coming from Psamathe. And then also, he's got glancing on his first skill, which can be used on certain units like a Diana's, which is very helpful. We have that second skill, Overwhelm, which can reduce everyone's cooldown by 1, which is very helpful as well. So the passive is where it really came into play in that match. So there was a cleave team being put up against him. So if that Psamathe dies, he's gonna return and do damage, which can ultimately eliminate a whole team. And it was almost the case that we ran into, where I believe we had Barian with 3 units on the field, and it was just that one lonely Psamathe. So with how RTA works, we had the match progressing, attack powers going really high at this point, came out and did a ton of damage, eliminating all 3 units, and Psamathe was the victor on that field.
Yeah, and it's really something when you can't just skip your turn. You got to attack it even when you know it's going to die and possibly kill all of the remaining units on your team. It's super inevitable is the word I'd like to use. Make it a bud. How did you like the way that Psamathe was employed at that tournament?
Oh, so the way it was employed was very good. So it's primarily a damage dealer, but at the same time, that 33 speed lead came into huge effect because both players who used it, Roman Fury and Silent, used it against Barian. And Barian is known for very high speed, so that 33 speed lead is very important when Vanessa's gone. Now, when Psamathe was actually in play, we saw 2 very different builds. I didn't really see Silence get too many Despair stuns, so it could either be on a Swift build, Rage build, but we definitely saw Roman Furies on a Violent build. So Psamathe is typically on a Despair Nemesis or Despair Will build for arenas. But in RTA, when you put it on a Violent build, it does have the ability to take additional turns, apply more damage. It's a speed, crit damage, attack monster, so that's a lot of damage that's being done over time. So we saw both instances in which it was primarily used for the speed lead, but also double down in which it was able to provide a lot of damage, and especially in that one match we saw where Psamathe with that passive kicking in, doing a lot of AoE damage to the opposing team, and then using a Ganymede to ventilate that passive again, meant it did a lot of damage 2 times in a row. So a lot of damage, massive damage coming out from Psamathe, and at the same time, also providing that speed leader of 33% in Arena.
Hey everybody, you made it to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy content like this, maybe consider subscribing to the channel and also scoping out another video from it. We'll be updating a lot, and if you want to stay up to date with all the latest Summoners War content, make sure to follow us on social media, which we have linked in the description. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.